MacArthur Memorial and our artiFACTS series. The MacArthur Memorial has thousands of artifacts on display. Each artifact tells a story and provides invaluable insights into our past. Today we're going to take an up-close look at one of these artifacts.
Okay, we're here today to talk about a new artifact that just got donated to the MacArthur Memorial, and this was donated by a woman named Carol Weon. And Carol Weon's parents were Helen and Edward Angeny, and they were Presbyterian missionaries who were in China before the war, but then because of the Japanese incursions into China, they left to go to the Philippines, which was a protectorate. And there they got caught during the war after the Japanese invasion of the Philippines, and they were part of Camp Holmes, which was a civilian internment camp for Allied nationals in the place called Baguio, up in the northern Philippines. And at the end of the war, they were brought down to Manila, and they were incarcerated in an old prison called Bilibid Prison. Now, this is the Angenys when they were much younger. This is Carol Weon right here. She is the one who donated the artifact we're going to show you, and she was born in the prison camp at Camp Holmes. This is her with her mother here. It's hard to see, but these are the only photographs we have of the family. And then this is her father, who was a reverend, Presbyterian reverend, and the father and mother were married before they left for the Asia, and they were going to be missionaries in China. Now, after the invasion of China by the Japanese, they started pulling the Americans as well as a lot of the missionaries out of China. A lot of the Americans came to the Philippines, and a lot of them came up to the north to this town called Baguio. This is Manila, which is the capital of the Philippines. This is Manila Bay, Bataan, Corregidor, as you know from the campaign of 1941-42. Baguio was called the summer capital. It's up in the mountains. It's over 5,000 feet. It's always very nice, dry, as well as a little cooler than being down in sweltering Manila. And so a lot of these missionaries, after they came out of China, they landed in Manila, and then they went up to Baguio, which is a few hundred miles up the Tarlac Plain and then into the Cordillera Mountains. Now, when the Japanese invaded in December of 1941, they came right here at Lingayen Gulf. They started moving down because their directive and their objective was to get down to Manila and hopefully cause MacArthur's forces to surrender. So as they pushed MacArthur's forces back down the Tarlac Plain towards Manila, and MacArthur's forces fed into Bataan, these people up here in Baguio were cut off. And so that's where the Angeny family was. When the Japanese pushed down here, eventually they sent troops up this way and through Vegan, where they had landed earlier, and they captured the town of Baguio. All the civilians, Allied, were herded together, and they were all put in the camp of Camp Holmes. And that's where they stayed for the next 3 years until December of 1944, when they were all brought down to Manila again and put in that camp called Bilibid. That's where they were all rescued by the 37th Division on 4 February 1945. Now, the artifact that we have that is really quite amazing, Helen Angeny was the 6th grade art teacher at Camp Holmes. They had a very great amount of teachers that were there at Camp Holmes, so they were able to take all these children that they had and they were able to put them through school, and all of them matriculated very well when they came back to the States, so it shows what a good job these teachers were doing. This was an artifact that her 6th grade class made, and what it is it's not only a geography lesson about their home country of the United States, but it's also a history lesson about the growth of the United States. You can see they've got different panels for westward expansion. They cover all the patriotic elements: Washington, Lincoln, Washington, D.C., It also shows many of the advancements that were going on during the time. The automobile, you can see, is a very old-looking style automobile that the children have drawn. This is from the 1940s. Down here, the telephone. This is what the telephone looked like to them. So you can see this is a art artifact that shows a great deal about the times that they were in, what was trying to be taught to the children, and as you can see, very elaborate piece that they've made. The amazing thing about this is when the prisoners were told they were moving from Baguio down to Manila, If the Japanese had found this, the family would have been punished severely. This is not something that the Japanese wanted for the adherence back to the old United States, their old allegiance to the United States. They wanted to destroy that within the prisoners. This was kept as a memento of that time. And so when they came from Baguio down to Manila, this piece went with them. Carol Weon, the young daughter of the Anjanese, brought this in this year. And so this is a piece that now really is a great teaching artifact for all school kids that come in here to the MacArthur Memorial.